has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Hey guys, Muzzle here again. Taking a look at Flusha today from GODSENT. It's crazy that I've done so many videos and I haven't done Flusha, the king of them all. It really is, an example to how he's calmed down over the last little bit. If you were part of the community in 2014 and you didn't think Flusha was cheating, you would have been in the vast minority of people. Before witch hunting and stuff was banned on the main global offensive subreddit, like it was ridiculous the amount of clips going up for this guy, and people wanting his fucking head on a spike. Basically, it was pretty nuts. But I just wanted to show a couple clips before we get started with the demo, just to kind of build a bit of the backstory. So I'm gonna run through those real quick. I picked my two favorite ones pretty much. There's like dozens of these. You can spend a whole day on YouTube looking through these Flusha clips, but these are both older clips. Pretty much when he was going full ham, and they're ridiculous. I love this window check, or the toll booth check. What the fuck? I think that's hilarious. It's like he would have been shooting you. This one, it was before the recoil was moved server side, and when the recoil was client side, you could really easily do this kind of stuff with an aimbot on the client. And it's a clear example of an aimbot. Like you could see in slow motion, his gun actually aims at the guy running up to him on the truck lane. And if you're playing, like, that would make zero sense, right? Like, you'd commit to that guy to try and kill him, the close guy to you, but in slow motion you'd see he's clearly aiming at the guy running up truck. So I did go in the demo to try and get it. 16 tick demo's not that helpful. I did record it, and the quality's good, but the tick rate is pretty questionable. But that's what it looks like in the demo. Alright, let's get into the actual demo here. GODSENT go on to win this game to qualify for the major, and Flusha has a pretty good game. He didn't top frag, but I definitely wasn't going to look at anyone but Flusha first from GODSENT, so this is the first time I've reviewed anyone from GODSENT. So I was definitely going to tackle the king here, God Flusha. And he starts off with a pretty normal pistol round. Nothing too crazy, pretty short for him. One of the best arguments brought up about Flusha for people that didn't think he was cheating in 2014 was actually mentioned by Thorin in one of his videos he did on cheating. He said, if you truly believe he wasn't cheating in 2014 and that was his actual playstyle, then where did this is a filthy shot. Thorin says, like, where did all the fishy clips go, Like, if that actually was his playstyle in 2014 and he just naturally lined people up through walls and stuff like that, and he wasn't cheating, then why in 2016 is it completely different and he doesn't do that anymore? I really think that's a pretty strong argument. I wanted to take another look at this. Well, it's a nice shot, but I wanted to see when he goes. Okay, I don't think that's anything. Looks fine. I threw this around and it's early, but it's still really important. You can see, I showed the money at the beginning. You can see both teams are flat out broke, and CT's even forcing with just pistols and stuff too. So it's a really pivotal round. So I figured I'd throw it all in before the score gets too separated anyways. But back to Thorin, I really did think that was a really strong argument because there's been a huge difference in watching Flusha play in 2016 compared to him play in 2014, and there's a big difference after they moved recoil server side and took it away from client side, so aimbots are a lot less effective. It's honestly a little bit insulting that Flush is still playing in 2016 considering the shit that he did pull in 2014. I know a lot of people say that he might be clean, and I honestly think that's definitely a possibility. I'm sure he's a really good player clean still and good enough to stay pro, and he's already made like 400 grand in prize money alone in CS, plus whatever Fnatic or GODSENT pay him. So I'm sure in his head, if he was cheating, he's saying, okay, well, I made out pretty good, like, why not dial it back here, and if I ever need to get back to the top, I'll just start cheating again. So maybe when Flusha runs out of money, we'll see him start cheating again. Who knows? Okay, 6-6 first half, another gun round, and Flusha throws a nasty nade here to start off. He gets Angel to half and hits Bondic too. I remember reading last year that apparently Flusha, I think it was last year, Flusha led all the pros in grenade damage. Might have been 2014 actually, but So when I saw him throw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. He's pretty good with his nades. This round is pretty much all clean from Flusha. Actually, it's been a really clean demo so far. I haven't even had to talk much about the actual plays that he's making, because really the biggest thing about Flusha is his history. Like, the fact that it was so blatant in 2014, and then he has this massive change in playstyle. Like, hello, hello. 2014 Flusha would not have done that. But yeah, it is a really big difference, and that's why I wanted to bring up Thorin's point, saying, like, if you really think he was legit in 2014, why does he not look the same now when he plays? When he plays now, he looks completely fine and legit, you know? And in 2014, when he played, he had such good game sense that he could line everybody up through walls. It made no sense. Just around CT side, and so far really good from Flusha. His T side, there was really nothing in it. Really clean looking. I've said before in my other videos, all you can really spot is if someone's using an aim key to get information through a wall. Like, I'll never be able to spot an aimbot or an RCS like recoil assist. And he played inner all game, pretty much. He does a really good job inner. He's like the perfect guy to have inside by himself. Falls back, knows when to fall back, and Pisteron's a good example of that. He just falls back when he hears them and stays alive. He tends to use his nades really well inside also, so it's all good stuff that helps him. He actually throws a pretty fancy HE grenade right there. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but cute little nade. He seems to buy a lot more HE grenades than the average player, I think. But anyways, he gets left in the 3v1 here, and it all looked good to me. He didn't appear to have an advantage over any player. Crosshair's in pretty good spots. It all makes sense to me, in my opinion. Here's another solo hold at B. Gun round. Getting into the second half here. Nice molly, and that I like that nade off the wall there. It's like this guy constantly is throwing HE grenades. It's nuts. Here's the next gun round, and it's Flusha holding inside by himself again, and you're going to see some more really good nades, actually. This guy is, he's no joke when it comes to game IQ, that's for sure. Like, he really does. He's clearly getting calls by the guys that are playing outside that there's nothing going on. So that's why he mollies right after his smoke goes away, and you can see it really does fucking disrupt HellRaisers and their inside take, so. He goes on to have a really good round here, too, and it's... Flusha's one of those guys, it seems like when you play against, it seems like every kill he gets, or a lot of kills he gets, he just absolutely gays the shit out of somebody. Like, he gets the gayest kills. It's pretty funny though, like, you know, he's one of those guys, he definitely does avoid straight up aim battles a lot, and like I said, it just goes with having good game IQ, I think. Like, these kills here, and who the fuck pulls out a nade in like the middle of a gunfight? I thought that was weird. But another good round from Flusha, really good stuff. I wanted to check this out in slow motion and see if he's locking onto this guy. I really don't think this is enough to really get too worked up about. You see right there. Yeah, no, I don't know. Is that enough? Like, that's really pretty subtle. He clearly already had a pretty good idea that they were inside. Like, he's following up with the molly. And he wouldn't throw that molly unless his team's communicating that there's nothing going on outside. So I don't think that's much to go on. If it is an aim key, it's very well hidden. So yeah, I don't think there's too much to take away from that. I recorded this just because, like, unless he's using a massive offset, I was getting worked up a little bit when I watched it because he shows that he swipes up and down fine, and then it kind of gets stuck one time. So I'm like, well, maybe he's got an offset or something, but then he gets killed by the guy, and he clearly doesn't really have an idea that he's there, in my opinion. Like, he started looking away, so I don't think... I think the fact that he looks away from that point kind of shows that he probably doesn't know that anyone's in there. Getting late into the game here now, 13-11 for GODSENT. More nades by Flusha. He just pop flashes the fuck out of his teammate here. But he goes on, they go on to defuse it, pretty easy retake for them. And they get one round closer. Last round, we made it. There really weren't that many clips for Flusha to show. He didn't have a huge fragging performance or anything, so I knew it wouldn't be too much going on. But this is the last round. They win it here, 16-11, and Flusha finishes it off with a pretty nice round, I thought. So I got it all in here for you guys to check out, and it all looked good to me. He kind of plays it the same way that he's been playing inside all game, in that plays passively, falls back, and lets his teammates help out a lot, just kind of spots a little bit. Sees more people, tries not to die. Like I said, this guy's got a really good game IQ. I mean, it's not fucking rocket science to, you know, play inside and try not to die, but some people have a much harder time with it than others. So, he does a good job with it. More fucking nades. And he gets a kill. This guy is fucking nades. It's good stuff. Jesus fuck. Okay, there we go. That'll wrap it up, man. Good demo from Flusha. I kind of figured it would be pretty clean. I wasn't 100% sure. I know there was a clip in VacSucks posted of him on Mirage where he kind of had an aim locking looking move, but I kind of figured his demo would be pretty clean when I went through it, just because really shit has calmed down a lot for him. I kind of went over it a lot in the video in how, you know, I don't think it's a fucking crazy idea to think that he cheated in 2014 quite a bit, earned a shitload of money, and then realized, maybe I should, you know, stop cheating or whatever since I made a lot of money. So I don't think that's too big of a stretch of the imagination, you know. Once you count like salary and sticker money and stuff like that, like this guy's fucking got to be rolling in it, right? So yeah, maybe he is off the cheats for the time being, but like I said, maybe one day he'll run out of money and want to use them again. So I'd really like to do Flusha for the 3 demo review series, just because, like, he is the infamous guy talked about in 2014 that was pretty much the most blatant and credited with the whole snowball effect in the pro scene. You know, I think if Valve would have been more effective in getting Flusha to stop cheating, then maybe other players wouldn't try and one-up him, you know. So yeah, hopefully all his demos are clean, and it's too bad that he was cheating in 2014, because he may have been the one to, you know, ignite this whole fucking gong show that we have in the pro scene right now. Hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.